There is a specific kind of trap reserved for highly intelligent people in therapy. They walk into the room already holding the answers. They've read the psychological literature, they can map out their own attachment styles, accurately list their flaws, and articulate their early childhood trauma with perfect clarity. But this level of self-awareness rarely leads to a breakthrough. Instead, the ability to explain the problem often becomes a way to avoid solving it. For these individuals, intelligence functions as a sophisticated psychological defense mechanism. This defense mechanism relies on a process called high-altitude abstraction. It involves substituting concrete, everyday fears with broad philosophical categories, describing worries as the nature of regrettable decisions or stoic uncontrollability. It sounds brilliant, but the language serves as an evasion tactic. This tower of words allows the intellect to examine a problem safely from above. It keeps the trauma theoretical, which prevents the body from having to physically feel the pain of it. Intellectual theories provide the armor needed to distance oneself from the messy, uncontrollable vulnerability of human connection. Breaking that armor requires a technique called pointing the camera. It involves stripping away academic vocabulary to see the ground-level scene where life actually happens. If a person claims to worry about causing unnecessary pain, the camera zooms past the principle to find the specific moment they neglected a responsibility, letting the animals in their care die. The high-minded worry is a placeholder for a specific, shameful failure. Similarly, the noble desire for stoic independence often translates to a specific choice, placing a parent in a substandard nursing home rather than admitting the need for help. Even citing Harry Frankfurt's second-order volitions can be a way to hide a ground-level reality, like a spouse pointing out that work is being used as a shield against intimacy. This list shows what happens when philosophical categories drop. Under worries, we see first-person admissions. I am weak, not dependable, and unexpectedly, I am loved. Listing I am loved as a worry reveals how the internal model classifies affection as a threat. These ground-level scenes reveal the function of the intellectual tower. Philosophy provides a vocabulary keeping the deepest psychological failures hidden, even from the person experiencing them. This behavior is driven by what attachment theorists call an allergy to need. When someone experiences a profound, uncontrollable loss early in life, their nervous system may threat code the act of needing others. The brain begins to associate dependency with mortal danger. The intellect then builds complex theories of self-reliance to ensure that person never has to be at the mercy of another's choices again. The armor functions like a biological immune response, fighting off the body's natural desire for connection to prevent the possibility of future loss. This leaves the intelligent patient in a difficult position. Philosophical insight cannot dismantle the armor it helped build. Trying to outthink a defense mechanism often traps a person in a loop, where perfectly understanding a flaw replaces the act of changing it. Moving toward a state of earned security requires breaking this loop by stepping completely out of the intellectual tower. It requires abandoning the safety of the intellect and stepping into the physical and emotional vulnerability the brain has spent a lifetime trying to avoid. For the chronic over-intellectualizer, there is a behavioral technique used to interrupt the evasion. It is called the stop. To execute it, the individual must state a raw, concrete vulnerability, a ground-level scene of weakness, and then immediately stop talking. The rules are strict. Do not explain the mechanism, do not tie the failure to a Stoic or Buddhist principle, and do not attempt to manage how the room reacts. Maturity is found by putting down the armor of abstraction to finally allow yourself to be seen in the messy, uncontrollable reality of being human.